Hi, everybody. My name is Katie Jo Clark. I'm so excited to meet all of you. This is a picture of me to the left-hand side of the slide. When I first got one of my dogs, Brody, we picked him up from the rescue group, and that's us traveling home. So I'm obviously very happy in the picture. I am going to start off this presentation talking a little bit about my childhood. I had a very amazing childhood and loved learning. The bottom right picture is my first day of kindergarten. I always loved going to school and am so excited to work towards becoming an EMS instructor. I was always ready to learn new things and loved being active. On the left is a picture of me learning how to scuba dive, and on the right is a picture of me playing piano with my little sister. I studied playing piano all the way from when I was about 4 years old up until high school. So with my sister, I grew up in a small town called Latrobe, Pennsylvania. My hometown of Latrobe, Pennsylvania is the home of golfing legend Arnold Palmer, and also Mr. Rogers was born there, and he was on the show Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. It's also where the Steelers host their training camp in the summertime at St. Vincent College. And another cool fun fact about my hometown is the banana split was invented there in 1904 by David Doc Strickler. And every year the town has a banana split festival to celebrate. After graduating high school, I chose to go to the University of Pittsburgh for college. I knew I wanted to work in healthcare, but did not know what path I would take. In my sophomore year, I had a friend that was in the emergency medicine program, and so I ended up taking an EMT class, and after that, I fell in love with emergency medicine. I applied and was accepted into the Bachelor's of EMS program at Pitt, and my junior year was very, very busy. It was spent obtaining my paramedic certification, so doing all of my clinicals and classes and truck time. I was able to do my paramedic shifts with Pittsburgh EMS and loved working in the city. Another fun fact about Pittsburgh is Pittsburgh was the birthplace of modern EMS, how as we know it. It hosted the nation's first ambulance service called Freedom House, and it was created in 1967. And then later on in 1975, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration adopted the Freedom House model as the official standard for EMS in the United States. And then after graduating from the paramedic portion of the program, I had a senior year filled with other classes that were related to EMS, like a research class, a leadership class, a finance class, and in that final class, finance class is where our final project was created a yearly budget for an ambulance service. So all of our classes senior year kind of related back to EMS. I also did an internship with the Connect Community Paramedic Program. It was a very eye-opening experience and focused on the social and economic factors that impact frequent flyers EMS, and their job is to try to meet the social and the economic needs of the patients so that they stop calling 911 as much and have more stable health. And while living in Pittsburgh, I also met my husband, Drew, and adopted my oldest dog, Lily. There she is in the Jeep, just happy in the sunlight. Once I graduated from my bachelor's program, I worked 2 years as a paramedic in a suburban EMS service in Pennsylvania. It was partially small city and partially rural, so there was a lot to learn from that service. And when I first started out, I had to start from zero because I had no EMT experience. So I would not recommend going the zero to hero path because I had to learn how to be a paramedic at the same time I was learning how to be an EMT, but I worked very hard and here I am now. When my husband got accepted to graduate school at NC State, we packed up our lives and moved to Raleigh, North Carolina. Go Pack! We absolutely love living here. My favorite part is the weather. I don't mind the heat in the summer and love that we only get a little bit of snow once or twice a year. After moving here, I started my paramedic career in North Carolina with Cary Area EMS. The picture on the left is me at my academy graduation after 3 months of very, very hard work learning how to be a paramedic in North Carolina and specifically in Wake County. After moving to North Carolina, it was very challenging, but also I really enjoyed learning the differences in the protocols for North Carolina. There was probably about 13, medications that were not even in our protocols in Pennsylvania that I had to learn all about for North Carolina. I also got to work some special events working for Cary EMS. In the picture in the bottom left-hand corner is me with one of the players for the NC Courage after they won the NWSL championship game. So that was a really fun event to work. And then also, while working here, I survived working on the front lines during the COVID epidemic. It was a long 2, plus years, and I cannot believe that it's already been 6 years since it started. There was a lot to learn about EMS, and it made me a much stronger provider, I think, getting through on the other end now. Then in 2021, I started working for Wake County EMS, and I'm now a field training officer for them, and I train new hires on the ambulance. And now that I've talked about my career, I can now talk about some things that I like to do in my free time. I do really like to travel with my husband. In that first upper left-hand corner is me in Lake Tahoe. We went this past year and it was beautiful. We did hiking and eating and just enjoying the whole environment there. Some of the other places that I've been to that I've really enjoyed have been London, UK, going to Cabo San Lucas in Mexico, and going to Petra in the country Jordan. Another large part of my life is my dogs. I have 2 dogs. Lily is the smaller one, and she is 10 years old. I adopted her my senior year of college, so she has been through a lot with me these past 10 years. My second dog is named Brody. We got him in 2019, so he grew up with us during COVID and got a lot of special attention during his puppy years, and we got to do a lot of training with him since there wasn't much else to do leaving the house during COVID. They are both very active, and we love taking them to explore out in nature and go on hikes. As you can see in the pictures, they do not care what the weather is as long as they get to go walk and explore. We have Brody in the pouring rain, we have Brody and Lily in the snow, we have them in the nice summertime, and we got them in the wintertime with little scarves on in the bottom right picture. I also really love to explore everything there is to do in Raleigh. It's a beautiful city with so much to do. In the bottom picture, me and my husband are at the Ann and Jim Goodnight Museum Park. It has hiking trails and outdoor interactive art installations. I also really like to go visit the NC State's Farmers Market to see what produce is in season. There's a picture here of a selection of hot peppers that they get in about the fall time in the farmers market. And last year, I ended up using those peppers to make some homemade hot sauce, and it turned out really delicious. I love cooking, especially with my family. In the top right-hand picture, I'm with my family in Pennsylvania making an old family recipe for ravioli. We make it every single year for Christmas. It's delicious. My great-grandma originally brought it over from Italy, and it's about over 100 years old, the recipe. I also really love to eat and try new cuisines from all around the world. In the bottom left-hand corner is an example of that. This is a picture of khachapuri, which is from Georgian cuisine. I hope for whoever's watching this video that they got to know me a little bit better and kind of see what makes me me and learn about who I am, why I'm here, and why I'm taking this class. Thank you to everyone who watched the whole 10 minutes of me talking about myself. I cannot wait to learn about all of you. Have a great rest of your day.